This will be a short sequence for hips and lower back release. We'll start standing up, and you can spread your legs wide apart for the warm-up. We'll do some warm-ups and then some longer holds of the poses. For spread foot posture, you might want to angle your feet slightly inward, so you have some internal rotation. And then you can definitely bend your knees here and just hinge forward at your hips. So when you come into this position, you want to make sure that your back is arching and not rounding. If you're rounding your back, then bend your knees a lot more. It's very important to start to understand exactly where the hip joint is so that you're deepening your hip creases in this position, and you're spreading your sit bones apart and really extending your tailbone, right? Maybe this is easy for you. Bend your knees as much as you need to keep that kind of deepening in the hip creases as you fold forward. And then let your head go. So if you're more flexible, you can do this with straight legs and reach the top of your chest toward the floor. Or keep your knees bent, right? And then take your hands right into the center, right in between your feet, and then raise one arm. So we'll be twisting. Try to look at the ceiling, and then lower that arm, raise the other arm, and look up at the ceiling. This is good for your upper back as well. Make sure you breathe as you do these warm-up movements. Maybe one breath per movement. Inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Now, keep going, and if you're more flexible, you can take one hand to the opposite foot, and then raise your arm, and then release, reach for the other foot, and raise your arm. You start to bring the hips a little bit more into it. Keep moving with your breath. We're just warming up. Use your eyes as well to guide the movement of your spine. So you're looking at your raised arm or looking at the ceiling. Keep your knees bent if you need to, and just pay attention to what you're feeling in the sacrum, in your sit bones, in your lower abdomen, in your inner thighs, your outer thighs, your pelvic floor. Okay, and then come back to the center with your hands. Bend your knees a little bit more, and then sit to one side so you can extend one leg straight and sit down toward the opposite heel, and then lift up, go the other way. Keep alternating like that, lunging side to side. Take your time. Don't rush anything. Just opening through the inner thighs and deepening through your hips. When we're working with the hips and lower back, the important energy channels are liver and gallbladder, which are on the inner and outer hips, and also kidney and bladder, which are on the back of the hips, pelvic floor, and inner thighs. And those also affect your spine as well. If you have lower back issues, it's very good to work into the hips and lower abdomen. Okay, come back to the center. And then come up, roll up to a standing position. And I'll show you a stretch for the outer hips, the IT band. You can take your right foot across your left foot. Now notice my feet are not touching. I'm going to step way across. You may not be able to do that. See how far you can step over there, and then your knees are crossed. What I'm stretching is this back leg here. right? So the outside of this hip, you may already feel a stretch there. Then I'm going to push it even more toward the side of the back leg so that I can stretch deeper in the side of my hip and down into the IT band. I'm going to raise this arm. So if my left leg is on the back, I'm going to raise my left arm, start to lean over to the side. You can just keep your hand on your hip or wherever it comes to. And take a few breaths here. Try to reach through your fingers and sense the connection from your hand, your fingers, all the way down into the side of your thigh. And send the breath there. Try not to rotate or twist your torso at all. Just breathe into the side of your body, whole side of your body, ribs, waist, hip, thigh. Good, and then come back up and step your feet back together. Notice the difference between the two sides of your body, left side, right side. Okay, and then other side, step your left foot way across, as far over there as you can get it, so your knees are crossed. And maybe you already feel a stretch down the side of your hip and thigh. That's good. And then lean into it. Push your hips a little more to the right. Right leg is on the back. And I'm pushing my right hip more to the right. Then I'll reach my right arm up and over. Left hand to your hip. Try not to rotate or twist through the rib cage so your hips and chest are facing forward. And lean into it a little bit more. And then breathe. You'll relax your neck. Reach through your fingers. See, feel how it's all connected. That's the fascia, the connective tissue that connects really everything in your body, but in this case, you might sense it from your fingers down the side of your armpit, rib cage, waist, hip, down into your thigh, your IT band. Keep breathing into that. And use the breath to open your body from the inside. And then come back up to the top. Let's do one more standing up, and then we'll go into our longer hold of Pigeon we'll do today. Let's do Eagle. This is another opening the outside of the body. Raise your arms up, feet together, and then bring your right elbow under the left elbow. You can cross your arms if you want to, it's not necessary. Now bend your knees, sit your hips back and down, and then cross your right knee over the left. A little bit of a balance. You can stay just like this, or possibly hook your foot back there. You can also push your toes on the floor if that helps you balance. And start to sense what you want to feel here is an opening on the outer hips. Again, the same thing we just did. Outer hips and thighs opening, lengthen through the sides of your body as you stay here for a few breaths. Right, sit your hips down and lean your chest back. Lift your chest up. And release. Good. Step your feet together. Reach your arms up. Stretch up really tall. Breathe. And then bring now your left elbow under the right. If you can, wrap your palms. And then sit down. Bring your hips back and down. A little more back and down. And then cross the left knee over the right. So you can stay just like this. Or hook your foot back there. Or maybe touch your toes to the floor if you need to balance like that. And then feel that same opening down the sides of your body. Really, you can start at the sides of your head. Relax your jaw, the sides of your neck, shoulders, rib cage, waist, sides of your hips and thighs, all the way down. And then release. And feel the energy again moving on the sides of the body. We'll come right into our long hold of Pigeon now. You might want to start in downward facing dog position. Take a minute to move around, bend your knees, and deepen your breath. Okay, and then bring your right knee forward and set up for your pigeon. So in pigeon, if you want to make it easier, you can keep your heel under your hip. If you want to challenge yourself more, you can bring your shin parallel or even beyond that, right? Make sure that you can relax all the way down. If you want to put a pillow under your head, you can. We're going to begin now. Be holding pigeon for 10 minutes. So try to find peace in that 10 minutes. Close your eyes and focus inside. As you adjust to being in this position, just notice what you feel automatically. What part of your body has the most sensation? Maybe it's your hip, or your inner thigh, or lower back, or something else. Just see what you feel. Notice how your breath is moving. Which part of the body is your breath moving into? How deep is your breath? See if your breath can expand a little bit as you inhale. Imagine the breath expanding further into your whole body. Inhale into your whole body. Slowly, gently. And then as you exhale, empty your whole body. Imagine releasing any tension or negativity from your whole body, every cell, emptying out as you exhale. Inhale into the whole body expanding. Even the dark and tight places, expanding, illuminated. Exhale, empty your whole body. Little by little, releasing those things that are holding you back or binding you. It can't be done in one breath. It takes time, many breaths. Now begin to scan the body. Scan through the sides of the body, relaxing your face, your eyes and ears, jaw, the sides of your neck. Notice what you feel there, relax. The tops of your shoulders, release. Now down the sides of the rib cage, from your armpits down to your waist. Releasing any tension in between your ribs. Especially on the exhale. Exhale a little bit more. Empty everything out. Sense the size of your waist, letting go of any tension there. Now the side of your hip, deep inside your hip. Concentrate there. Sense the energy there. Notice exactly what you feel there. What does it look like? How would you describe it? Is it changing at all? Is the breath moving there? Now the side of the thigh, down the outer thigh, the IT band. Sense the energy there, sensation. Deep in the side of the thigh. So much energy. Now down the lower leg. And to the outer ankle. Outside of the foot. Now the whole side. Feel the whole side of your body. The energy moving there. Breath. Try to stay just for another minute. Observe. Your body. Your breath. Your mind. Keep washing. And then slowly release. When you release, you might go right back into a downward facing dog. You can do whatever you like. But if possible, stay in downward facing dog just for a moment. Stay still. And observe what you feel here. It two sides of the body. You might notice the whole right side. And the whole left side. Notice if they feel a little bit different. And then prepare for the next side. Bring your left knee forward. And set up for pigeon now on the left side. Make sure you can relax. And maybe this side is different, that's okay. Wherever you decide to stay is exactly right. Try to find peace. Even if your body doesn't completely relax, try to relax your mind and return to that place where you're observing the body. The breath, and even the mind. Notice how the breath is moving. And begin to expand the breath as you inhale. Imagine the breath is expanding into the whole body. The inhale, filling your whole body with light, healing energy. And as you exhale, empty the whole body out. Keep breathing like that. With practice, the breath begins to slow down. And it becomes an extremely powerful tool for healing the body. For moving energy. Use your mind, concentration, imagination to empower the breath, expanding the inhale to every cell. Even the dark and tight places become illuminated. And then empty everything out, releasing anything that is binding or stagnating. See it dissolving little by little, breath by breath. It takes time. Now, scan your body. Relax your face, eyes, ears, and jaw. The sides of your neck. Tops of your shoulders. Sides of the rib cage. From deep in your armpits down to your waist, feel the ribs moving as you breathe. Emptying out on the exhale, closing. No tension. The sides of your waist. Wrapping around from front to back. Sides of your hips. Deep inside. Bring your mind there completely. What can you sense there? What energy? What does it look like? We hold so much potential deep within. And things that seem like burdens can become our greatest power, strength. Now sense the energy along the outer thigh. Deep on the side of the thigh. Into the lower leg. The outer ankle. Outside of the foot. The whole side. Feel the energy moving there. Be the observer of your whole body, as if you could step outside yourself a scientist, not trying to change or achieve anything, but just observing exactly the way things are in the body, the breath, and the mind, your thoughts. The layers of the mind. Go deeper. Into the foundation of your mind or being. Just for a moment. Now slowly release, and this time, if you like, you can just lay flat on your back and take 1 minute to feel the energy now as it is on the right side of the body, the whole right side. And the left side, the whole left side. Like two different beings, right side, left side. Now, sense where they come together in the center, the right and left side meeting in one straight line, running down the center of the body. Bring all of your awareness there. We'll finish with a counter pose. A bridge is a nice way to realign the sacrum and lower back. You can bend your knees and bring your feet flat to the floor. Get your heels as close as possible to your sit bones. And then you can press your palms down along the sides, or maybe even grab your ankles. And just push your hips up. Keep your knees about hip width apart. And as you push your hips up, activate your inner thighs by squeezing your knees gently toward each other. Squeeze your pelvic floor, your hip muscles, gluteal muscles. Push your hips a little bit higher, walk your shoulders under you, and expand your chest. And then slowly roll down your spine. Try to bring one vertebrae down at a time, sacrum last. If you'd like to repeat that again, you can. Otherwise, take a moment to relax in Shavasana. Thank you for practicing with us today. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.